Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Tracy Show. My name is Tracy, and before we get started with tonight's topic, I have a couple of announcements to make. Please subscribe. I am now at 252. That means I am 48 away from 300. All I need is 48 people to hit that subscribe button, and I can do my congratulations, you got 300 subscribers show, which I've been planning for an eternity, seems like. But please subscribe. Subscribing is free, doesn't cost you anything. Make sure you also hit that notification button so that you know that I'm going live. Support me on Patreon. Contributions start at $2 a month and go all the way up to $35. And remember, August the 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am doing a fundraiser to raise $1,000 for the channel. That is to get my website back up and running. That's to get better equipment. That's to get a background so you're not seeing my open doors and my clothes over to my left. I think you're right. Tickets are $25, and you can hit that link right there. I'll leave it up for a little bit so you can see it. But remember, none of this money is going to in my pockets. I really, really, really appreciate any support that I can get. Again, my goal is $1,000. If I don't raise it then I'll do a fundraiser in September. No, I'm sorry, October. And we'll just go from there. But tickets are $25. The event is Saturday, August the 24th from 7 p.m. Once you register, I will send you the link via Zoom, and we will take it from there. So I want to talk about, if you can see as a topic, I am talking about, has the media abandoned Joe Biden? Now, you all watched last Thursday's or Thursday before last. You all watched the debate. You watched Biden stink it up. You watched Democrats initially call for his him to step aside. Of course, he says he's not going to step aside, but I'll get to that later. And now some of the ones that were originally saying he should step aside have now publicly stated, "Oh no, he's the nominee. This is what we want," etc., etc. They know they're lying. But the media, the reason I entitled this, has the media abandoned Joe Biden? I'm going to try to find this clip, and I don't know if I can find it. I hope I can. It's from Morning Joe, and I'm bringing it up now to share because this is going to be a lot of clip sharing, by the way. And also, while I'm locating the clip, if you all could like this video, share this video, comment on this video, that would be great. Because I'm going to find this. You would think I would have this up, but right now I'm struggling to find it because last week this didn't work. Okay, so I'm trying to find the clip where okay, here it is. So we got it. I gotta bring this up. Okay. So this first link, and if you remember, even Joe Scarborough was like, "Ooh, you may want to step aside. You may want to not participate in this race. This may not be the right thing for you to do." Oh, if you're going to see this in several clips, and again, I am sharing this and making commentary. So, MSNBC, I am just sharing this for commentary, political insight, discussion, and opinion. Thank you very much. And we're going to try to. Why do I always press that button when I should be pressing this one? And I'm probably going to talk over it and then just kind of fast forward to parts that I want. So we're going to. And again, this is Joe Biden saying that he's going to stay in the race. Okay, so we're gonna.
A little different, and from inside the White House, we have a special guest joining us now, the 46th President of the United States and presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden.
Sorry to put that on
pause. Good morning, Joe. Right now. Good morning, sir.
Hey, Mika, I'm more than presumption. I'm going to be the Democratic nominee.
Okay, so that's a lie. So that's the first thing I'm talking over. He is still the presumptive nominee. The convention is in August. This is July. So he is the presumptive. They threw away the primaries. They didn't even have a primary. So, and they anointed him to be the nominee, the presumptive nominee. He will not be the presumptive nominee. Once August comes, he'll be the official. But again, I said I was going to stop.
Well, Mr. President, that leads to the letter that we just received a few minutes ago.
Oh, and sorry to interrupt again. So Joe Biden, wink, wink, wrote a letter to the Democrats saying, hey, I'm not going anywhere, proving that he's just as big as narcissist as Trump is. But let's keep going.
I'm curious, there's a part of it where you talk about the fact that you got 14 million votes, 87% of the vote. It was an open process. You only had 3 people running against you. You have 3,900 delegates. And then you ask this question, do we now just say the process didn't matter, that the vote...
What process is he talking about? I mean, the whole thing was rigged. I remember Simone Sanders talking about, we're not going to have a primary. We're not going to have a debate.
Doing the same thing that Donald Trump
I told you I'm going to interrupt this a whole lot.
In 2020, and that is overthrow the popular will of Democratic voters.
You're going to overthrow the popular will, and you don't even give people a choice. You literally told people Joe Biden is the choice, and you have no choice. They said, this is who you're going to vote for, no matter what.
Let me say it this way.
I'm sorry, but this is just going to irritate
so
me.
much all over the country. And while Trump is riding around in his golf cart, filling out his golf cart before he even hits the ball. But anyway, he hadn't been anywhere in 10 days. I've been all over the country, number one. And I've gone over the country for several
That'll make
reasons.
it reasonable.
To make sure my instinct was right about the party still wanting me to be the nominee.
No, they don't. They don't want you to be the nominee.
Let
me make this large. Sorry, guys.
The average Democrat out there who voted, the 14 million of them that voted for me, still want me to be the nominee, number one. Number two, the idea that Donald Trump has gained in any substantial way, has his argument to why he should be president is anywhere convincing than it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. It's just not there. And we're just getting.
What is he talking about? Has he visited? Y'all, this is getting on my nerves. I'm going to get to the good part here in just a moment.
Starting to focus on Trump. And look, I attended services, spoke to over 600 people at Mount Airy Church of God in Christ in Philly. I stopped by campaign field offices with John Fetterman.
Why do be letting these lying politicians in churches?
Strongly supporting me. The president and the first lady, and we spoke at the campaign.
No, I'm going to take on that, CC, because you don't know what he's saying.
Council 13 in Harrisburg, 40 minutes after we spoke with supporters. Stopped by Denim Coffee. I mean, I was with the government.
Okay, we're going to skip that part.
I went out, and I wanted to make sure that...
Okay, here's the commercial.
Imagine a home.
I'm going to link that. Because I want to skip to a certain part is what I'm looking for. So, wait a minute.
There wasn't any slippage at all. And with the average voter, I don't care what the millionaires think.
Yeah, that's the part. Dude, you sitting there. I want y'all to hear this line mess that he just said. Let me break it back.
There wasn't any slippage at all. And with the average voter, I don't care what the millionaires think.
No, he
And by the
lying.
way, 97% of all the people who contribute to us people make it under 200, contribute under $200. I think we have the largest contingent ever in history. I'm not positive of that, but I think that's true. And so I want their support, but that's not the reason I'm running. I'm not.
So wait a minute. So you're not running for the people, or you are running for the people? Oh my gosh!
What they think, what they care about. And by the way, you don't see a whole hell of a lot of them flocking to Trump. You don't see a whole lot of CEOs flocking to Trump. You don't see any.
So now he's switching. Okay, yeah, I gotta stop sharing this because I'm bringing up the next clip. This don't make no sense. This makes literally no sense. He's literally going from I'm running for the people, and then CEOs are flocking to me. Which one is it? And the topic, of course, is has the media abandoned Joe Biden. I'm going to get to more examples, but this Morning Joe clip, they're sitting there like what he is saying makes sense. And when they watched Thursday's debate, it was totally the opposite. They were like, well, not Mia Brzezinski, because I think she wants to like be with Joe Biden because she just loves Joe Biden. She just loves him. She can't get enough of him. But they're all falling in line. And I loved how they were just sitting there like, yep, everything you said just makes sense. I mean, like I don't know if they're journalists or commentators or what they're supposed to be. But if I'm sitting there, I'm like, excuse me, person, you said that you're running for the people. You don't care what the establishment thinks. But all the CEOs are flocking to you. Okay. I mean, y'all, put some in the comments because I'm just flabbergasted about how this can be. They sat there like he was making total sense. Like, yep, this makes sense to me. Yep. Okay, so and I'm going to talk about this here in a second. I'm trying to find it. And you know who's also turned on Joe Biden? I mean, who's also, like I said, there's some I'm going to get my sense straight. There are also politicians who have turned on Biden, but I'm really trying to bring up. Okay, that's got Media can tell. I got another clip, yeah. I'm trying to find it. You would have thought, oh, Tracy, you should have just had these up, but I'm gonna. It's just a wonder to watch them do this. There we go. So we're gonna bring up this next one. Now, this next one is from Sky News Australia. So we're gonna watch this. And again, put something in the comments because it could just be me. I think my sister mentioned I'm so against the Democrats. Well, yes, genocide, corporate money, nothing for black people. So I have reason, but maybe it was just me. But they were just sitting there like, yup, everything you say makes perfect sense to me. So this clip again is from Sky News Australia. And hello, Diggs BTW1. Thank you for checking in and be sure to comment about this. So I'm going to bring up this video. I hope I do. Nope, 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 nope. Mm. Okay, you got to kind of go through it to get what they're saying.
Quite surprising and actually good to see that his allies in the media have, for the most part, not totally, but for the most part, turned on him. And what we've seen is a number of major media personalities really take him and the administration to task. And we saw that in the George Stephanopoulos interview. We saw it in the New York Times, the Washington Post. A lot of his allies said, look, we can't, even for this, we can't cover you. For this, we cannot have your back. And I was pleasantly surprised they did. And this has translated quite poorly for the president in the polls. I mean, his poll numbers have been dropping precipitously over the last 6 months. This was one of the worst 6 months of any U.S. president, first 6 months of any U.S. president. And that has been reflected in the polls. We now have seen a 7-point drop since he pulled out.
Yeah,
Keep in
you
mind that
will.
most Americans don't really care that much about foreign policy, but this was done so badly. This was executed so poorly that the Americans really turned on him. He is now, for the first time, underwater in the polls. He is now below 50% in the polls.
And you
this
can't
is due
win.
to this. I mean, saying sloppy is being kind. This horrific
Was under
execution
50%.
of something, and is now, he's being turned on by the U.S. population.
Well, it's incredible because most of the US population actually backs the withdrawal from Afghanistan. But like you said, it's the execution that has been botched so badly that has...
See, they missing the whole thing about genocide, but...
so weakened America and caused all sorts of other consequences. Now, we're already hearing reports and seeing vision out of Afghanistan of the...
Okay, they're going to go back to Afghanistan. Let me tell y'all something. That convention is going to be a hot mess. Because if they're serious about, if Biden says, no way am I going to step down, I am going to be the nominee, or he's calling himself the nominee now, and he goes through this, either they got a couple of options, and I'll get to another clip where the media, and I should have had these clips lined up. I had them written down, but I'm going to have to start bookmarking them and then coming back. So see, I keep learning and I keep growing. This convention, it's going to be a hot mess. If he does not step down, force him out, I don't think they will. I think that the Democrats have to realize they're stuck with the worst nominee that they could possibly have, right? Because, and they brought it upon themselves. I mean, look how they did the primary. Literally said, no, there's not going to be a primary. There's not going to be a debate. And then remember this, Joe Biden asked for this debate. He asked for this debate. He couldn't have gotten any better rules. Each candidate had a certain amount of seconds to ask questions. The mics were turned down when they weren't talking. And Biden just looked like a deer in headlights. And I'm trying to bring up a politician who's just yeah, here it is. Okay. So there's a list of Democrats that have turned against Biden. Like there are 5 Congress people who have come. Don't ask me what the name of the 5 Congress people are. I don't know. But there's 5 Congress people that have turned on Biden. And this next clip is from the Today Show. And of course, I'm not going to play all of this. Let's see. I'm going to bring it up again. Again, this clip is from the Today Show. And as soon as I get to the place that I want, I will share. And I'm still okay, so put that on pause. And remember, I see people watching, but I only see one comment. So you can put in your comments. I greatly appreciate them. This might be a shorter show, so hopefully so. Fingers crossed. And this is going to say, oh, well, never mind. This is going to...
Ramping up his outreach to congressional Democrats this morning, sending them a strongly worded letter arguing that the voters of the Democratic Party chose him as the nominee.
No,
and
they didn't.
In a new
The
interview
DNC
just moments
him.
ago, daring any opponents to run against him. This morning,
like, what are you gonna do if they run against him? Like, he gonna get out here and fight?
On Capitol Hill grow increasingly anxious about his campaign in the wake of that debate performance. At least 4 more House Democrats.
Okay, so there you are: Jerry Nadler, Adam Smith, Mark Takano, and Joseph Morrell. I thought it was 5, but it looks like those are 4.
They believe the president should leave the race, bringing the total to at least 9.
Okay, so there's 9. Okay, let me go back. Let me read the whole list. So these must be an addition.
Leave the race, bringing the total to at least 9.
Okay, so take off that little CC thing. Representative Angie Craig, Mark. See, these people got names I don't know. Grulavala, Mike Quigley, Seth Moulton, and Louis Doggett.
The president speaking out this morning.
We're not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere.
See, he keeps telling you.
If I didn't absolutely
narcissist.
That I am the best.
Don't care about America, just care about you.
The 4 lawmakers made the comments during a virtual meeting held by House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. Multiple people on the call tell NBC News. The Biden campaign points out that other lawmakers, including some from the Congressional Black Caucus, are forcefully defending the president.
Why?
I'm supporting him, and I do believe he is the best person for the
See,
job.
why you go tell that law? You know he not the best person. Oh, my gosh.
The president, in an ABC News interview Friday, asked how he would feel if he stayed in the race and former President Trump won.
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do.
Democrats responded.
Sit down.
Most concerned me.
So, Hallie, what is the state of play right now? Because you do have some House Democrats saying, okay, the president should step aside, let someone else run. But you also have other Democrats who are circling the wagons. You have the president clearly defiant, saying only the Lord Almighty, his words, could get him out of the race.
So when you talk about the state of play, Savannah, since that poor...
Well, this dude is a narcissist. They have literally given the Republicans the easiest to run campaign. All they got to do is take that debate, clip it up, talk about, oh my gosh, this is just what, I'm pivoting topics, but I'll get to some more clips here later. But I'm going to just say this. This is just what the Democrats get. They sat here. They didn't have a primary. They told people who they were going to pick. He did badly at a debate that his campaign asked for. Now you're saying that we should have somebody. I'm not a Democrat. Now you're saying Democrats should have somebody else? Like, you didn't even think about, did you even think about this? Did you even say, you know what, maybe we should? You knew this in 2020. 2020, this was happening. Where he would just have moments where you're like, what did he say? And You all told us no, we got, and I say us. Well, no, I didn't vote for Biden because I'm not black. I told Democrats, no, you told America because some people did come out just to vote against Trump. So you get people to vote against Trump because literally they weren't voting for Biden. And now you have a candidate that says he is not stepping down, even though it's clear that he should. So again, you got two options. Either you got to talk to him, or come convention time, you got to nominate somebody else. And think about this. He dared people to come after him for running. What is he going to do? Well, probably send his minions after them. Yeah, this is a mess. When I said at the end of 2023 that 2024 was going to be a humdinger, I did not see this coming. Did not see this coming. I think I got one more clip. And I might call it an evening because my coffee is getting on my nerves. Okay, see, I got one more. Okay. And of course, we have a fire truck going down the street. Okay, I'm still right here. Okay, let's see. I kind of. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, this, I promise, I think this is going to be the last clip because this coughing. Um, yeah, this is a good one. Okay. This is also from Sky News Australia. And before I show this one, oh boy, now what's in my eye? Ugh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So apparently Joe Biden did a interview with a radio station. That's not unusual. Presidential candidates always do that. The problem is, well, not the problem. The issue is, and this, keep in mind, this campaigns have been doing this through the years. What happens is the campaign wants to know what questions you're going to ask. I know people, when they appear on my Thursday show where I do interviews, they'll ask me for questions. I don't have them because I just basically ask the who, what, when, where, why, and then I go off of what you say for follow up. So I'm probably never going to write my questions down. That's just me. So apparently I will never have the opportunity to interview a sitting president because the first question I would ask is, why are you giving Israel all this money to bomb Gaza for? Why? And Congo. And see, I mean, it's just the list goes on, right? But this, well, you'll see it. 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 You'll see it.
With Joe Biden's disastrous gaffe last week where he declared himself to be a black woman on radio.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, y'all got to remember that. If you haven't listened to this interview, Joe Biden literally said that he was a black woman. Dude, give it up. I don't know who's talking him into this, but this is teetering on elder abuse. This is teetering on elder abuse. Now let's watch this.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with black president?
Now, the host of that Philadelphia radio station, Andrea Lawful Sanders, has revealed the White House actually gave her the list of questions to ask Biden.
And you would think if they gave her the list of questions to ask, why would you agree to do the interview? If they gave her the list of questions to ask, that means he knew what was going to be asked. That means he could write down what he was going to say. How did he come out? How did the words black female president or black female vice president, whatever he said, come out of his mouth?
Ahead of the interview, here's what she had to say.
The questions were sent to me for approval.
That means they gave them to you.
Approved to them.
Okay, so
how can you approve them if they're telling you, girl, you trying, you really trying?
House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview.
Yes.
Okay.
I got several questions, 8 of them, and the 4 that were chosen were the ones that I approved.
Wait a minute. So hold on. Wait a minute. So they had 8 questions. They said you can ask these 8 questions. So you narrowed it down to 4. You didn't choose them. They chose them for you. Girl, but you should have stepped down.
White House, Sophie, curated the questions, not something you'd normally do as a news journalist, it has to be send your questions in advance. But all the same, they curated the questions for Joe Biden and he still couldn't answer them properly.
That's what I just said.
Well, that's right, Caroline. It was another dog's breakfast of an interview where he was saying ridiculous things like he was a black president. He was making some weird claims that didn't really sound coherent. But interestingly, the radio host has now been sacked by that network because she went off on a tangent. And apparently the word is that she approved this interview, did it herself. It was pre-recorded, didn't get consent from the radio station.
Now, what radio station they fired her? Why would any radio station say, you know what, nah, we don't want to interview the president of the United States? No.
Aside from all that drama, this is another really bad turn of events for Joe Biden where he's just not coherent, Caroline. And finally, much of the media, particularly in America, is coming to their senses and realising perhaps he is not fit for office.
Well, look, it was remarkable, and it sounds like the wrong person got sacked there. The person who should be sacked after all this is quite probably what many Democrats would argue is Joe Biden himself, because we saw that interview.
He's going to be the nominee. I think we just all need to say that.
That he did with the ABC, in which was supposed to quell people's fears about...
Oh, yeah, that's right. So he also had an interview with George Stephanopoulos. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Where he was supposed to, after that Thursday debate, it was terrible. So he came back and said, okay, I'm gonna just squash all this. And that was even worse. Oh, boy. I may do a separate video on that.
Not being in the right state of mind to continue serving another term as president. But the interview did the opposite, didn't it?
Oh, Caroline, absolutely. He again was blaming it afterwards on he was been travelling, even though he'd been back in the US for a week or 2. He was tired, he was off, it wasn't his day. I mean, seriously, this guy's come up with every trick in the book to try and really cover up what seems to be...
See, now you see what they news does that we don't do. I'm just cutting it. See how they say opinion and they don't present it as news? Our corporate media here stinks. That's all I got.
Like many people would question, why doesn't he just have a cognitive test to see if he's actually okay? Because this appears to be a president who cannot even string a sentence together.
Vivint is the top-notch security system that's...
Now that's internationally. And again, I see people watching. I don't want to sound like a broken record. But again, he's not going nowhere. He's literally not going anywhere. And you're going to lose. I'm here to tell all the vote blue, no matter whose, you can get Project 2025 together to scare everybody you want. You're not winning with him at the ticket. So again, you got two choices. Somebody, the donors are going to have to make him drop out because literally that's the only people that can. Or you're going to have a convention that's so messy. And let's not forget this. If they change the nominee, the Republicans are going to sue. This election. I've never seen anything like this. This is just ridiculously this is just like one of the no, let me backtrack. This is the strangest election ever since I became a registered voter that I've ever experienced. We've never had a presidential candidate, or he calls himself the nominee. He's the presumed nominee. That from within his own party, politicians are saying that he should step down. We've never had that. We've never had where the media, who literally protected Joe Biden, MSDNC, CNDNC, Pod Save America, David Peck. I mean, there's so many. That one little kid that's getting paid by the DNC to do TikTok videos. They all protected him, right? They literally all protected him. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's to worry about. He's spry. He's energetic. And what you saw either last Thursday or the Thursday before last, I think it was the Thursday before last, that didn't measure. And I love now the media is like sitting here pretending, we didn't know. We had no idea you knew. There was a paper that reported that a neurologist had visited the White House. Why? Who were they visiting? Who was it? There's only two people that they could have possibly been visiting where that person couldn't go to the doctor's appointment, right? Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. That's it. Those were the only two people that I could think of that they wouldn't go to Walter Reed Hospital to do a test. They would just have it there, depending on what type of test. But you've known, I think Bernstein, who's been kind of siphoning off of Watergate for the last 40, 50, oh dang, Watergate is almost 50 years ago. Watergate, he was like, yeah, they knew things last year. The public knew things last year. And the media, again, they protected. They said nothing wrong, nothing to worry about. He's the best candidate. They fixed the primaries. They stole the election. You had Obama and his cohorts get involved to get people to drop out, except for Elizabeth Warren, who stayed in to split the progressive vote. They all knew. And then the media is sitting here acting like, we had no idea. Yes, you did. You knew exactly what was going on. You played with the lie, and you couldn't. Once you figured out, ooh, Americans are really starting to notice, then you said, well, I don't know. He seems fine. You know good and well he's not fine. You know it. And now, again, you're stuck with this candidate. You're going to lose to Trump. You may come in third place. It may be, of course, y'all know I support Dr. Cornel West. It may be Trump, RFK, Biden. But again, they'll try to bring up Project 2025 to get you all to vote Democrat, never telling you what it is they're going to do. Never telling you what their agenda is. Never telling you, oh, well, they got this Project 2025. Well, we got our own and we're going to do this. Nope, don't do any of that. Just scare you. Using fear, using deceit, using everything they can. So, yes, has the media abandoned Biden? Yes, they did initially, but they did what I always thought they were going to do. They roped around and came right back. They had the criticism. Ooh, somebody from the DNC probably contacted them and said, hey, you want access? You want access to us? then yes, you're going to say what we tell you to say. So yes, initially they did turn. Of course, privately they knew, but publicly, again, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's perfectly fine. And it just upsets me because one, by their own rules, that should have been a 4-person debate. No, actually 5. It should have been 5. It should have been Biden, Trump, RFK, Jill Stein, Dr. West. Yep, that's what it should have been. But no, of course you can't put a third party candidate because they don't want third party candidates on the stage. Don't give Americans choices. Just put them down to two sloppy looking people. Joe Biden is sloppy. And I wish, and that's the thing about the vote blue no matter who crowd. They know he's sloppy. They'll tell you, oh, I don't support him. Why are you voting for him? At least you can say for me, I'm voting for Dr. West because I support his agenda. I'm not going to vote for Dr. West and then support Claudia De La Cruz. That doesn't even make sense. Why don't I, if I support Claudia De La Cruz, vote for Claudia De La Cruz? But your weird kind of warped propagandized brain says, oh no, I gotta vote for Biden because of Trump. You don't even know what Trump is gonna do. You're sitting here like, he's gonna turn over the government and it's gonna be hard to vote and it's gonna be hard. You all said that Trump would have black people in slavery. You literally said that. Don't lie and say you didn't say it. You did say it. You said that Trump would have black people back in slavery. I'm black. I didn't get cast into slavery. And stop saying this one. I know this is way off topic, but it's just on my mind to say it. If somebody brings up a criticism of Joe Biden that's legitimate, stop saying that person supports Trump. That's so illogically stupid, it doesn't even make sense. You sound stupid. You sound stupid. I'm going to say it again. You sound stupid. I'm bringing up legitimate concerns, i.e., again, I don't care that Joe Biden is 82. There's no limit on president. I just ask that you be coherent, you be, pass some tests, like every president, no matter whether they're 35 or 85. I don't care. They should all do the same thing. I have a problem with his policies. Dude literally had the child tax credit, which was a good thing. Problem, you use Joe Manchin as a shield because he wouldn't support it instead of, I don't know, flying to West Virginia and rallying the citizens of West Virginia to protest him. Hey, that would have made more sense. You could have did the same thing with Kirsten Sinema, but of course she doesn't give a darn, which is why she's not running and shouldn't run. But you all just want us to just blindly vote for Biden. And he hasn't even told us, his campaign hasn't told us what they want to do in 2025. Nothing. Crickets. Silence. But you want me to vote for him. You want me to vote for him despite 61% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck because of Donald Trump. You want me to vote for him despite out of his mouth saying that if Medicare for all gets to his desk, he'll veto it. You want me to vote for that. You got to be out of your crazy mind. There is no way. I'm going to say this. There is no way. I don't care if Joe Biden passed reparations for black people, Medicare for all, Green New Deal, $27 minimum wage. I'm still not voting for him. Will not. And of course, he's not passing any of those things I just named because he's against them all. And that's a whole nother thing I'm going to be talking about probably next Tuesday, is why black people vote for Democrats. This I don't even understand. The majority of black people are for reparations for the descendants of African slaves in America. You have a president that literally says, nope, not for it. But you're going to vote for him, really? You're going to vote for a party that has literally did nothing for you. They couldn't even get the Voters' Right Bill Act passed. I even thought they were going to do. I'm like, there's no way they can screw this up. Nope. What they do, they snatch victory. No, they snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. That's what they do. And when you don't comply or you don't submit, it's this whole, well, you just support Trump. No, if I supported Trump, I would tell you I supported Trump. So we've got to get rid of this whole, literally, I want, of course, again, I support Dr. Cornel West, but I really want people to think about it. Biden does bad at the debate. The press turns on him. Of course, they came back. People inside the Democratic Party turned on him. Now you're seeing Project 2025 conspiracies just flood Facebook. You need to be more concerned about the wars in Congo, Ukraine, Gaza, that our government is funding than some, well, the Republicans have been doing this for the past 30 years and the Democrats haven't gotten a plan. I wouldn't even be surprised if they hadn't wrote it themselves. Because literally, they see the plan. Couldn't you come up with an alternative? You could just come up with your own thing. But you won't do it. Because you have to be the party that's not in power. So you can do all the complaining when you're not in power. But then when you get the power with power comes responsibility. Neither party does this. Neither party takes that seriously. But when you're in power, you have responsibility. If the Democrats are always seen sliding and seen like championing for people, people will support them if they're not in power. That's why you won't see abortion rights codified. They're never going to do it. They're just going to keep saying, if we get 56 senators, we could do something. No. You need 60. You need 60 senators in the Senate to pass an abortion codification. I hope that's a word. It's not going to happen. And keep in mind this, in 2009, they had 60 senators. Did they vote to codify abortion? No, they did not, because in the words of Obama, it's not a priority. Why wasn't it a priority? They need to keep you giving them money. Stop giving them money. Let them lose, which is what they're going to do in November. Joe Biden is losing. I don't know how to break this to you. I don't know how to say it in any nicer way than I can say it. He is going to lose. You have to, your own party does not even want you. People within your party, the elites, Adam Schiff, all those other people that I've named, who were within the Democratic Party are saying, oh, you need to drop out. They don't want you, but you're going to use bullying. Literally, he's daring people to come after him. I don't know what he's gonna do if they do, but they can't. They can't. I mean, this is just a whole mess. That if they had primaries, a real one, not the ones where Obama's saying, "Hey, you need to drop out. You need to drop out. You need to drop out," etc. The one person I do feel bad for is Dean Phillips, because he was telling people this and he got just annihilated by the media. I think all the media owes Dean Phillips an apology. Am I for Dean Phillips? Not for anything that I read from his agenda. I mean, he's basically younger Joe Biden. That's basically what he is. But in the case of Biden's ability to govern, he absolutely told the truth. And They don't want the truth. Well, in the terms of that movie with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson, they don't want the truth. They cannot handle the truth. It's right there in front of their eyes. I don't know who is telling Joe Biden to stay in here. And maybe it's just him and he's being stubborn. But this is not, it don't look good. Dude, you're just as, no, I would say that between him and Trump, they're, well, no, they're both narcissists, right? If about the country and the country's best interest, you would have watched that Thursday like, nah, we not gonna do this. Give Kamala the nomination. And again, people are saying, oh, you can't do that. You gotta have a convention. No, she's the only one that you can give it to. Let her pick her vice president. You vote for her, of course, because you gotta do that. But y'all change rules all the time. You change them when you get ready, so you don't have to worry about that. But he's not. I don't know what's stroking his ego. I don't know whether his family is doing this. I don't know who's telling him, dude, everybody is turning on you. Don't do any more interviews if you can. Just, you know what you do? Just send out a press release at 12 o'clock midnight and just say, you know what, I tried. And let them go ahead. Now, I don't know how that's going to look in the eyes of the public, but that's a later video. Guys, I did not think I was going to go 52 minutes. I see nobody watching wants to put in a comment. Okay, boo, but please comment. It helps my algorithm. Remember to like this video, share this video, comment on this video. Remember that on August the 24th, 2024, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am hosting a fundraiser for this channel. We've lost our website because the cost of keeping up a website is just astronomical, and I want to get that website back. So please consider purchasing your ticket at $25. If you can't donate $25 and you want to support, you can also, let's see, where's the address at? You can also support us on Patreon. Support starts at $2 a month, which that's like $24 a year. So it's kind of like the same price as the fundraiser event, but you can support on Patreon. Like I said, we need new likes. I need a screen. I just need so many things that I wish I had enough money to get, but I don't. So Thursday show, I want to briefly talk about Thursday show. I was supposed to do a show last Thursday, and I just was not. I was like, nah, I ain't feeling it. But I'm going to do a show this Thursday called I Found a Show Worse Than Hell, Hell Honey I'm Home. So if you don't know what Hell Honey I'm Home is about, watch Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. I'm getting back into the schedule of Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. I appreciate you all watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 48 people I need to make 300 subscribers. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. See you on Thursday. Bye-bye.